people need. I'm back. Okay, sweet. The people need to hear my voice. Like I was saying, welcome back to Friend or Foe Season 7, Week 1, Day 2. I'm Therocles coming at you for this draft. And a rare voice, usually a referee, but coming to you on the desk here, I've got my good friend SKL, Mr. Turbo, and FOF Beardsley. And right now, going by 10K. 10K, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm actually, I've been keeping up a little bit on a couple of games that have passed by. I'm pretty excited to see if we can get a turnaround in this game, but we'll see how it goes.
Exactly. Everyone's favorite game, League of Legends, League of Lizards, League of Legos. We're here to see some fantastic playing game. We got two teams new to the season, kind of. We got ASG, entirely new faces. Made their way through qualifiers. The Gulag found themselves a spot here in Season 7. On the other side, we've got Team Oversoul Esports Incarnate, we've got returning captain Swifty, used to be on, I think it was New Wave Tsunami, used to be their jungler, now coming back with the vengeance for Season 7 with a team of his own, and kind of finding themselves a huge victory yesterday against you.
Yeah, let's, right off the bat, we're going off with the Rengar and Shen bans here, which I'm not quite sure if that was a big problem in the last one, but it's definitely gonna put a little bit more pressure on the bot lane, I think, here. The other side, you're gonna have the Azir and Janna, which is gonna definitely allow a little bit more mobility, I feel like, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Two big picks that are coming off right away. You know, Ashe in this 5v5. I really like seeing that. It does a lot of play for the team. AD carries taking the ego step back and make a big place, putting out big damage still. On the flip side, Rel taking these big changes. She's doing a huge shift. Used to be not that popular, but coming back with a lot of CC. I've seen her in all the lanes, even jungle, in some of my solo queue games. So I really like seeing how Rel's making her way back here. I like that esports Incarnate's going to go ahead and grab that, find a way to make it their own, and coming in with the next pick, bringing up Rek'Sai, also not another 2 combo.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit like a dive comp it's going to go on here. I always love to see a dive comp because it can either go amazing or just burst into flames instantly. So hopefully we got a lot of good communication on OVS. But with the Ashe pick, I'm curious to see what they're gonna pick here. Maokai, all right, not bad. There's a lot of defense on Azure Gaming here.
That's true. Maokai's always a solid pick. You know, most of the time we're seeing it here in the support lane. Could be the jungle still. Not quite sure how these new kids on the block want to play their hand. So it'll be interesting to see that. Oh, but looks like Viego's got the hover, so maybe we'll see it, keeping it in the tradition that we do here in FOF. One small note I do want to go ahead and correct, because I'm a live graphics person, and since I'm casting I can't fix it. The mid laner Uno Dos Tresh is not playing. We have WFG Polar coming in for his first debut here on ASG side.
Should be an interesting game here. I don't think Viego is too bad of a spot personally. It could go either way depending on. I mean, it's really just a skill champ at that point, where if you know how to play everything, then you know how to play everything. If you get stuck with something you don't know how to play, then at least you get a little bit more health out of it, right?
That is true, and it feels real good. You can pilot it well. You get to do other faction plays. You get to highlight real. You know, you get the signing bonus. Just kidding, nobody has a signing bonus except for maybe a Riri. On the back side of that, you know, I think you're correct. You know, picking up Kaisa for that dive comp is going to be super good for them. It's going to definitely put a lot of pressure on this Ashe and give him a lot of mobility against that Viego trying to make his way, sneaking into these kind of plays. So, kind of picking up on that. I'm kind of liking this idea that they're going to ban Akali and make sure that that's something that's not on the table to take some of that back. And also, great ban Poppy would have been a great choice to stop some of the time. So, really liking the way that these teams are putting together the stop processes, putting together their teams to accomplish the objective they want to make this happen for them. So, let's see how this last part of the bans play out.
This might not be too bad if Azure Gaming can last till late game, but I mean, if they get shut down early game, it's going to be one big dumpster fire of problems. You know, it's a lot of power coming out of the Azure Gaming side if they can make it to late game though. But
that is an interesting point. I like that you're bringing that up. So, taking a look at what you got here, if you were trying to slow that game down with this early game, with this mid game, what is something you'd want to see picked up by ASG?
I think, well, if Shen's out of the picture, it's a lot less defense for your bot lane. There's a lot of dive going on here. You probably, that's a good question. I'm not actually sure. There's a few things you could go, but you need, they're going heavy on the defense here. I feel like a little bit of offense is good. Viego isn't too bad for offense, but can't really be everywhere all the time.
That's true. Maybe, looking at the mid lanes that are available, Azir might be a good pickup. Still puts you a lot of AP pressure, stops a lot of that dive, sends them right back the way they came.
Yeah, I feel like Azir would be good if it wasn't banned,
though. Yeah, I know. I just
gotta keep it on my toes.
Oh, it was a bug on my screen. That's what I'm gonna say. Nice and covered up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
Zilia, given that speed up, I like this. I like this pick. Personally, I hate playing against the champion. Back in season 2, Mr. Sunny himself kind of ruined me. Flashback to back to those days. So Zillion, not too much of a fan of since I've seen that. So even though my prediction might have been fantastic due to that bug, I was wrong. So let's see what they end up picking up here in the next slide.
Oh, Syndra, not too shabby. It definitely played pretty well for the peeling of anything on their team. Going in and getting those last hits with the absolute skill shot of pressing R. Definitely a way to go. And Mordekaiser's not a bad pick at all. I like that. That is definitely good.
Be something just like spread it out, make sure no one's coming for the invade. It'd be ideal in my book, but we'll see how it shakes up.
I like the confidence in the Kai'Sa starting out with the Cole here. You see, you got a little bit of vision on him, seeing what they're gonna do, rotating in here.
Walking in face, doing a little poke damage, trading off here and there. Ash is a little late to the party. We got 4 people hovering him out mid, but I think everyone decides that this is not the party they want. So maybe they want to listen to me today. I like it when they do that, but sometimes the caster curse comes back for us. But I like what you're saying too. Taking the call, knowing that nothing too crazy is going to happen here in this bot lane. Maokai's going to provide a lot of protection from that Ash, and unless they want to commit the resources from the Rex side, it's probably worth it to wait it out.
I did see that they did get a ward down on ASG's blue here, so maybe they can do a little bit more with that information. They got a couple deep wards actually, right outside the red and one inside the blue. So we'll see what kind of Channing rotatums can come out of Swifty.
That is true. Again, Swifty being the returning player, the veteran on his team of rookies, he's kind of got that experience. He knows that I think in the Heroic League specifically, a lot of the times, a lot of the early leads that teams can find is through that jungle, through being able to track. And those early wards are going to be very good in giving those lanes the comfort they need to know where Lindblom is going to be. And Swifty, the comfort of, like, if I can play this right and play to my shadows, I can make sure that I control the first few minutes of this game, just from those wards.
Yeah, it's Mordekaiser's. It's fire. Right now, kind of quick here. How hard that lane's gonna be, because we'll have to just walk right at you.
Early engage coming through, just knocking him up. I don't think we have enough DPS yet, but a lot of damage coming out onto P1 Plup there. from the bot side. So a lot of early game aggression coming out through pretty much every lane. You know, no flash ghost on the top side, no flashes here from support. Looks like they are looking for this level 2 here. You know, the little Hextech flash kind of puts you a little far forward. Taking a lot of poke isn't going to be probably in the ideal trading spot you were looking when you were pushing for that 2, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and lay that back, and of course, Syndra taking as many bombs back to tower, trying to control the wave, do what they can, but nothing too crazy yet. We do see Rek'Sai kind of poking around Viego. Kind of know what's going on over there.
That topside blue is looking a little juicy to Rek'Sai. You might try and take it off Viego.
That's right. Oh, he knows.
We'll
He's
see.
waiting for it. Waiting for Freedom Potatoes to come over as well. Not quite finding it. The 3 people, he's going to be alone, knocked up immediately. The flash is quite the wrong direction. And First Blood going over to Swifty. Just with the power of those early game boards we were talking about. Beersley, what is happening?
Listen, that is definitely not what you want to see. Put all of his chips into starting with the moving towards topside there, which surprised me for how much pressure I felt like was going to come into the bot side here. I thought Viego was going to start topside and work his way down, but put a lot of chips into that Mordekaiser trying to keep him alive in the lane instead of just focusing down on the bot side, which, you know, could work out, could not. We'll see if he can pick it back up here, but that is definitely not a good feeling to full clear your jungle and just get run down by the mid laner, top laner, and the jungle.
Yeah, you know, I want to say maybe Lim Bloom thought maybe this was the fastest way back to base, so maybe that was part of his real plan. But more pressure for Swifty, immediate knock-up, and gonna find another kill onto Potato Fries there. So a second kill going onto this Rek'Sai guy. Take that goal and put it on the map.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough time up top there. But if you just, you know, a little bit of wave management goes a long way. And making sure that you got everything in order that you're supposed to have in order in your lane is that's all you need to do.
Setting up for an early dive, they do have it warded, so they are aware it's going on. Lin Bloom is coming out. Doesn't have the flash available, but will find the mark onto Teep and find himself a kill trade out. And we're going to go ahead and get this bottom wave settled in. Get some nice gold back into the pockets of ASG's laners.
Yeah, they're not doing too bad in the bot lane right now. They're farming up, you know, they're keeping a safe distance, doing what they need to do here. Zillion's looking a little low on mana, though. You might need a little help getting out of the lane if you can't get it pushed out.
That is true. These laners do still have their teleports on them, so they do have some space to play with that. I like how Polar's playing again, making sure that the bombs are decided if they want to be used for poke or in the lane. And as such, like you pointed out, going to be forced back into the tower here. Kind of holding it off on the side, trying to control it from not hitting exactly. And for that, Polar's going to go ahead and be able to go back to base, find himself with a full wave in his pocket right now. So,
Yeah, so wave management here is just kind of stuck, and I feel like the Limster is just gonna wait till he hits 6 and just all in immediately. I mean, it's kind of the trademark of any Olaf walking into a Mordekaiser's. You just kind of force him to be uncomfortable and fight you all the time.
yeah.
As soon as Mordekaiser presses R, he presses R, and it's just no.
It's one of those uncomfortable memes where it's the guy standing in his ear like, "Oh, should I dare you?"
And he's doing a good job pressuring the summoners out of him, though.
Yeah, so you're looking forward. We've had some good skirmishes here in the different lanes. We should be ideally probably looking to do something with the dragon here in the next couple minutes. Well, this is kind of what you talked about, running straight into the Mordekaiser. I don't think this will be a kill, but he is going to say that you are not allowed to stand here. That is illegal. Go back to tower. So Potato Fries is going to feel some of that pressure. And, yeah, we got Lindblom coming up here. He knows about it from the ward. Is going to go ahead and force some damage. The CC Ragnarok does come through. A lot of damage bursted through. But the Limster is the one that ends up taking a kill in that 2v1 and kind of just taking his bags and laughing to the bank. So
This is gonna be a big buy for him when he goes back as well. I mean, seems like he's been racking up a little bit of gold there and just kind of hanging on to it, opening up a 401k. You know, kind of curious to see if he starts roaming around after he tries to dominate the lane here, or if he kind of tries to be more objective about it and just keep pushing in the towers.
yeah, that's true. On the flip side of that, a lot of damage coming through, kind of force the annoying things from Ash. The exhaust comes through. Cleanse is traded. The flash forward does make Kais out free, but however, Tep is now stuck all the way down here. A lot of damage coming through. Ignite does also force the flash, and they are going to be able to go back to blank and make sure that Swifty's here in the wings just to be extra sure that their laners don't feel that pressure for the kill. But ooh, maybe coming in through the lane. He's lurking. The Jaws music is playing. Lindblom in the waist. Go ahead and get the knock up for the first part. P1 Plub is pretty healthy. A lot of damage coming through. Rel thrown in the back line is going to fall immediately to Lindblom. Gets this reset. Ooh, but Swifty trades back on the happy ending. And then we find ourselves in 2-for-1 situation. Chase back the tower. And Swifty, or the corpse of Swifty, Lindblom, in his flesh, is going to go ahead and pick up a second kill for himself. Resetting the game in this 4-4 state.
Yeah, ASG is definitely picking it up with this comp here. They're being aggressive with the defensive comp, and you love to see it. If you learn how your laners move and everything, and you could just get in there and take what's theirs and make it yours, and just do whatever you want at that lane at that point. You know, not much jungle pressure has been down there until now, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they pick that up as well.
Yeah, like you said, that it looked good. OVS was fine. A little overconfident. I don't know. Is Freedom Potatoes here? He's kind of vibing. I guess Polar figured that out. If so, real good sportsmanship on you. You know, that was nice. Can't say everyone would do that, but looks like he's back. Okay.
He's just taking in the scenery, you know. It's maybe he didn't take in the scenery of the updates to the Summoner's Rift, you know, a few years ago, and now he's just noticing a couple more blades of grass.
And the ulti comes through, is traded back. We do have a small reset here. So a lot of spheres, probably not something you really want to play with, but he is going to throw the bomb. And, yeah, huge pressure put on by both sides, just kind of neutralizing one another out. So from here out, we'll see. Oh, the Ash arrow comes through from downtown all the way, putting on the hurt on the Freedom Potatoes, finding up WFG's Polar, picking up that, I guess not solo, but teamwork kill in the mid lane. So
ASG is definitely putting in a lot of work here. You have one lane on ASG's side right now that isn't doing super well, but that can still be picked up later. Everything else is just going fantastic for them.
Yeah, Tep does miss the engage and is going to, have that annoying Ash trade as you sadly walk back to tower that I think most of us has felt before. A lot of trade back and forth here on the top, Despite that kill going in the Limster's favor, Mordekaiser was holding pretty good. He wasn't too far behind in CS. That, of course, has changed recently, but putting him under tower. But the Rel engage is going to be forcing a lot here. Malachi does the counter engage. Kaisa's bullet time not bullet time, traces on the back line and gets a kill. But P1 Plump is going to be just kind of hanging out, not able to provide the damage. And the second kill is going to pick up over in the pocket of Kaisa.
You love to see the melee range Kaisa every time. Just so much damage coming in on all those stacks. Every single time that I see a 5-stack Kaisa, I feel pain. Even when I'm watching it. It just hurts.
I like the thought to kind of reposition away from the Malachi ult, so good on that initial part, and picks up a double kill for it, so can't fault it if it works. Forces the flash from Polar. A lot of damage coming through from Swifty. Traded with the ulti, and Polar, this is looking kind of like Jakunk yesterday. Just a lot of strange engages that don't quite find their mark on Isidra, and that sudden burst is just insane, out of this world.
That was a lot of skill shot gaming in one button. Love to see it.
Listen, that stun isn't easy to hit, okay? It's
that's true. That's true. You gotta throw everything around.
Immediate Ragnarok coming through is gonna trace him down. Says, "You want me here? Here I am, right in your face." But maybe more damage than he was ready. Forces the flash. The ultimate comes through. Isn't able to find it. Potato Fries getting the revenge kill on the Limster.
It's starting to look a little bit good for ASG here. We may have made the wrong picks at the very beginning.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of potential from it. Oh, we'll have to hold that thought. Looks like junglers here hanging out. A lot of pressure coming through. Don't want to force too hard. We do have the Rift Herald spawn. Tep kind of waiting in, standing real in front of them, trying to force them into something uncomfortable. Swifty is here in the winds. The tower's is barely staying up, but the force from Swifty does find its way. Tep has slain Malachi on the other side. A lot of damage coming here from the side of the mid. Chaos is happening. Polar is shut down from Potato Fry. we're trading back and forth. Whenever you think you have some type of understanding of a lane, it's traded. The Ash arrow comes through, and we find a pickup on the support. Lindblom is using the corpse to go ahead and pick up a second kill on Kaisa. This is probably going to Swifty. What's going on? Forcing another kill. We are no triple kill. What?
There's there's a few summoners being held on there by OVS. I for sure thought that Ignite was going to drop from the Rel a lot sooner, but lo and behold, we're saving it for the next fight. But also the cleanse didn't come through from the Kaisa when the ulti came through, which was really good to hold that. The tower dive did not go super well, and then immediately everything fell apart.
Yeah. And for that, ASG is going to pick up a dragon for their troubles. Okay, so let's take stock of what's happened. What is the game state so far? It looks like ASG's bot lane not having a good time. Mid lane kind of back and forth. It seems to be whatever the wind breeze of whoever makes the big mistake. So I'm really liking the punishment coming out from there. Junglers, the absolute X factor chaos. Whatever can happen will happen. Waiting in the wind's gonna go ahead and immediately delete. Oh no! Oh yeah. Okay, it is gone. I was like, where did Kaisa go? Anyway, Syndra's a cool champion. You feel good playing any carry nowadays. Top lane, kind of the same thing as mid. Whoever kind of makes mistake gets it. So seems like the top half of the map kind of even. Bottom side slightly in the favor of OVS.
Yeah, the Ashe and Maokai were doing a really good job pressuring the Kaisa and the Rel early game pre-6, but as soon as that Kaisa and Rel hit 6, it's a different ball game. You gotta actually be aware of your positioning, which
Asher goes wide. They are gonna find Swifties able to tunnel away, just kind of forcing their way. Bully here into the top side jungle, try to get some pressure and establish what's going on. 1-to-1 dragon, it looks like, forcing their way onto red buff here. The members of OVS are waiting in the wings. Gonna let this one go. Let the members slowly move back. And then mid lane's hanging out in bottom. So just kind of some reassessing of the lanes here. Slight lead in ASG's favor of 3k piling up. That's a pretty good amount, especially for the game state that we're in the early part. So a lot of the fundamentals coming through, putting them in a pretty good spot, maybe giving them the edge here in this fight, as long as they're able to play to the strengths of the team concept they've picked.
I do appreciate the ability to not just go all into 4 people when they were taking their red right there. I know a lot of people get hungry eyes when they're just staring at a bunch of people that don't know that they're actually 2 feet away from them, but there's very good control on OVS's part there.
That is true. A lot of the foaming at the mouth sometimes comes from the solo queue, but the 5v5 players know better, or at least they find out real quick. So, Swifty leading the way on that kind of discipline, making sure that we're all a unit as opposed to 5 real cool individuals, so sunglasses watching explosions. So
that's right. Yeah, a little bit of taunting coming up from Kaisa underneath the tower there.
That's right. Backing kind of in the front, so this is going to give some pressure for OVS to kind of start making their way together if they would like to do something similar, but looks like this fight is going to continue top. Ragnarok is pop, chasing down Potato Fries, trying to outweigh the ultimate, but I don't think it's going to happen this time, and the Limster finds aggression and a kill there. Damage coming through, Ash Arrow finds his target, the Malachi ult is going to follow up. A lot of dancing here at the edge of the tower, forcing the ultimate from Lindblom, but the teleport is going to come back on the backside. Kaisa coming through with the ultimate is going to go ahead and secure 5 members in the lane suddenly, with 2 kills going in their favor. We've got 2 members showing up, but not able to find the stun. Probably don't want to force anything too much after that into the tower. Putting ourselves back at an even state of 11-11 in the game, and pretty close back in the gold of 1k.
That was a really good pickup by OVS, an excellent response time from the top laner there. Olaf running down the kill. I mean, it's hard. I already said it. It's hard. That lane is near impossible unless you play it perfectly. But just as soon as he presses R and you're playing Mordekaiser, you have no peel for yourself. Nothing. You just gotta run.
That's right. There are 2 wolves in you, and both of them are Olaf. So I don't know what that is.
Pretty much. And he's just an angry barbarian. There's a lot of angry barbarians out there, and they just run at you.
Oh, no happy ending stuck between a rock and a hard place, being Zillion and Tep. A lot of damage coming through, forces the flash, is gonna, oh, and Swifty finds himself real deep though, trading 80 carry for jungle. The fight continues. Limster here, popping the ultimate, putting some damage down, forcing Mordekaiser back in the jungle. Bell's trying to follow up, but Lindblom on the backside, putting a lot of pressure on this. Kaisa is gonna find himself a kill as well. 2 for 2 in the state. Zillion all comes through, trying to force the time. Limster really chasing him down. This fight could go either way, and double kill picked up for the Olaf. Still chaos happening on the backside. Limster just doing his thing, wrecking the shop. Tep was going to take the explosion plant. 3 members of OVS licking their wounds, trying to head back to their base.
It was very, very well played by OVS there. Not taking too much, not being where they need to, not overextending a little too much. I mean, the Olaf almost ran into danger there. As soon as the Viego showed up, but you know, they definitely took what they wanted and they walked out with confidence. And it's a little bit of a struggle for ASG on their side for trying to clean up the rest of what mistakes have been made in this fight.
Through Swifty hanging out here on the side, exhaust coming through, a lot of damage bursting, and blue team Lindblom finds the smite and the kill over on the Swifty. That means 2 dragons in the favor of ASG. Some momentum swing as we find ourselves actually pretty much still in the same even state. 14 kills, 33.2 to 32.5k. So, I don't know. Where is this game going? Is there an end in sight?
I mean, right now you got the mid laners pushing out bot, and you know neither one of them have TP up. So if we put a little bit of pressure on the upper side objective there, then it's whoever wants it really.
Well, Cinder coming through, putting in a lot of damage, forcing the ultimate. We've seen this song and dance before, trading them off, putting the spears into place, but you know, Frida Potatoes is getting a stun. It might be able to run away. I don't think maybe. Oh, trying to bait something here. Just 2 members are. Polar's on the wrong side of the map. Gonna get caught up as the 2 cavalry members come through, picking up with the W shot. All things through just to get that secured and picking up a kill. Woo!
Those hungry eyes are vicious.
That's true. In response, though, not able to hold up against the mid tower, so we got 3 members forcing them. Swifty just trying to scare him off, send him back to the base. Ragnarok coming through, a lot of damage being committed here, and we're gonna find Limster shut down. 4 members here with the Rift Herald could spell disaster in the mid game for OVS.
Dude, the Kai'Sa's back in here, which is definitely not bad because there's going to be a lot of damage coming into your towers.
It's true. A lot of damage put through on the second tower here. Ash Ultimate does come through, finding a Freedom Potatoes already popping the ult early. Probably does not mean it's going to be useful effect, but Flash is forced away. Does end up both teams kind of calling this play off. But 2 towers in the pockets of ASG and opening up so much of this map potential, especially with the way that, you know, the Ash arrow's been used and Lindblom is finding his angles. That's a lot of space. I think that is exactly what ASG are looking for to accelerate this game in the next plays.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they want to play their wards here, because they could push up a lot more now with that, you know, tier 2 tower in the mid lane gone, and curious to see where they want to put pressure on the map, because they can play this defensively as 5 very, very well, but so far they've been getting caught out a little bit by OVS randomly. That last push was what they needed, though. They just need to keep that momentum.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Lindblom's Viego here, kind of nuts. I hope some teams are watching and realizing that this might be something they have to think about if they do let it through, how exactly he's playing and how to shape around that. So Lindblom kind of making himself a real big player in this game. Polar's also showing that they, you know, can do some real good damage, play this champion well. A little bit of uncomfortability. Ash Arrow is going to go wide, although I did like the thought, though. It was looking for something to play with. Not able to quite find the ulti connect on this go.
Yeah, it's never a bad idea to try and get picks on a team made to get picks. You know, especially if you get one caught out. I mean, that's kind of how this is going so far. Is who makes the first mistake is who's going to lose.
That is true. It does seem to be the name of the game, like we talked about. Everything seems even until somebody messes up, which I think is the name of the game we're playing. So cool, it works out that way. A lot of pressure coming around here for the Baron Dance here in the 22-minute game. Kind of an early look, but again, the state of the map is kind of in that condition. A lot of vision coming through, trying to figure out who's going to go where. Syndra kind of getting the back end. We do have teleports on the side of both ASG soul laners. From Potato Fries, we got one, but Limster kind of forced to hang out and be close to the action. That might be something that ASG can play with here in this interaction.
It is, both sides looking for a pick here, not being too aggressive and not being too passive, kind of poking each other out, trying to figure out where everything is. It's they feel like OVS is just moving their vision line up just a little bit at a time, which is not, it's never a bad thing to know where everything is.
Ash Arrow is off cooldown, gonna find its way onto the support, engaging back into the part of the jungle that makes them feel a little safer. So Ash really just kind of getting a low cooldown with this, trying to find the spots they want. Lindblum missing the stun is gonna mean that we're just gonna kind of keep doing this dance. 20 seconds on Dragon, so that does seem to be angle now. We do like it when teams show up early, control these choke points that we've been talking about here in FF history forever. I don't know how to do it. That's why I lost so many games, but that's okay. These teams will be able to figure it out better, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a support or anything like that that just runs it down or anything. Ironic names.
Anyway, as they kind of go for the Fnatic Bush, starting it up, they are going to come through together. Limster kind of leading the charge. Ragnarok does come through the pop. Here comes the action. Potato Fries taking a lot of damage. One drop down. Potato Fries gone. Limster on the other side. Chaos is happening. Forced to the flash from the Syndra, not able to find his target. And we have Maokai going down as the Kaisa goes up on the back line. Is picked up by Lindblum. Not quite able to get it. Getting a double. Picking up the corpse and getting a triple kill. As we only have one member. Swifty forced to lick his wounds back to the jungle. And ASG pick up another dragon.
That was a lot of ultis coming through at one time. I mean, we still got the Ash Arrow up too, so if they can find a pick on Swifty here, then they can definitely secure the Baron as well as soon as it comes back up. But I don't think Swifty's going to be walking into any blue side vision here either.
That's true. Kind of a big play on ASG, of course, picking up their third dragon, puts them on soul point, and Baron's going to put them even better. Going to be able to control the pace, put the pedal to the metal, get some of this pressure on the towers, and kind of really look for, closing this game out. This is something we usually do. Can teams pick this up? Stun coming through on Swifty, but it is going to tunnel away, so nothing too crazy at this moment.
It was an excellent job rotating back over to the Baron side there as soon as Swifty was out, which they couldn't really see where Swifty was, but they took a risk, 3v1. They had pretty good odds getting that. If he wanted to dive in early, then still got Ash Arrow to lock him down. It's not a bad decision by the side of ASG here. They're starting to get a little bit more momentum, and they just got to play safe, not get picked off one at a time like what was happening early. But I think they got a pretty good shot here as long as they keep this momentum going.
Now, let me ask you. So far, the team fights haven't seemed to be going quite in the way of OVS. What would you do if you were the team captain? You're in the locker room. You're giving them their pep talk. What are they supposed to be doing to bring this game back?
I think they were doing pretty good early on, kind of baiting out summoners and kind of pressuring a little bit, faking things out, getting a little bit of seeing if they can pop some ultis out and not go all in too quickly. Just kind of play with what's down and work around the team. I think the Zillion ulti is going to do fantastic on top of the Olaf when you get him in a tight little choke spot there, but we'll see.
Fair enough. I don't think that's a bad play at all. We got members pushing in on both sides of the map. We got 3 on the top side, 1 in the mid with Viego, and 1 in bottom with Mordekaiser. All feeling some of the pressure, so members of OVS are rotating their way up, seeing what they can do. Stun's going to come through, nothing committed yet. Rel on the backside is going to be the first one to force onto the Maokai. Damage coming through, I don't know if they have enough to bring this target down. A lot of AoE coming through, all members of OVS seem to be kind of falling apart. That's one member traded for one. Both supports are down, tower's going to go down. Limster running away, licking his wounds, burning away. Polar trying to finish it off, that's a double kill. However, Potato Fries has found freedom potatoes. So the action continues. We got a 2v1 going on here, not able to quite safely pick up the kill, so 2 people are going to go and trade it off, but that is the 3rd tower going down in the top lane as ASG just march on through, get their inhibitor. Members are trying to back to slow the push. Happy ending on this Ashe is looking real good with Polar secure. So Bloom, pick up the blue, coming in. We'll see what happens on the next part.
So in that last fight in the top lane there's two ultis coming out of OVS. Oh, might have a fight. Nope. Alright. Well, there's two ultis coming out of OVS. We had Swifty and Limster pop their ultis, but they only did it on the support, and the Rel jumped in and still held Ignite. I mean, if you go all in for something, I feel like all three of them could have just walked straight back towards the ass and the Syndra there, but maybe there's a different game plan that was going on there. Maybe they thought they were going to be a
Double
little...
stun on the support is going to mean that movement speed is out of the question. Ultimate used is going to go and pick it up and find themselves with the members of ASG now running up the mid lane. One member down in a 5v4. This isn't looking good. Baron buff is down, so they don't have to worry about that, but there's still so much kill pressure. Swifty hanging out here on this side. Bomb's not able to quite set it off. This tower is going to fall. ASG for their troubles are trying to pick up a second inhib maybe. Taking it back, taking it slow. Nothing too crazy. Gonna drop in the jungle, maybe punish them in that regard. Swifty, hanging out, using his sonar, knowing where people are at. Happy ending, maybe backing in a bad spot. They're going to try and punish this. Ragnarok is going to come through onto the Ashe. Forced over to flash. Malachi ult is pressured. However, the Ragnarok doesn't stop. We have a follow through from Malachi being forced into the lane, but however is going to not really fine. A lot of damage coming through, but no one's dropped down until Polar comes through. Swifty finds himself dead. Members on the back line, we have the Limster falling right after that. Ashe Arrow is going to continue this action. Members are forced back into the tower. However, Kaisa is down. Free Potatoes using the ultimate to get away. That's 4 members down, and AESG can continue the pressure and maybe even close this game out, depending on how they want to play it.
Yeah, this is definitely winnable right here for ASG if they wanted to push all the way through. I mean, I don't know what that old man with the bombs is going to do about this, but if he pulls something crazy out, I don't know. Just sell everything, go AD, just one shot all of them. I don't know. It's gonna be...
Swifty is up in 5 seconds. However, I don't know if it's enough. Stun's going to find its way through. Ultimate is used, and stopwatch on the other side. A lot of potential here to mess something up, but that's one cleaned up. Swifty is here putting damage. No towers to back it up. A lot of damage going through here on the Nexus. Traded back on the... But however, Polar is just hitting away autoing, and Ashe is the one that's going to be able to clean it up, destroy the Nexus, and take game 1 in ASG. Find themselves 1-1 and 1-1 to OVS.
That was definitely an interesting game there. You'd love to see the underdog come right back and prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I mean, especially after yesterday, there was a lot of talk about, the upset of OVS versus UB taking that off the game. ASG kind of struggling to find their footing, but then come in with these plays. Polar, Happy Ending, and Lindblom really just kind of stepping it up, and some of those really good plays from Malachi too, finding its action. So really cleaning up their team fights, and you saw it coming through here today. So ASG, I don't know what happened between yesterday and today, but keep doing whatever you're doing there.
That was great.
Perfect. And with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to throw it over to interview. We're going to have Happy Ending, the team captain, kind of throw us in some of this insight what's going on. So don't go anywhere. Don't click that browser. We'll be right back.
Hello, folks, and welcome. It is your friendly neighborhood shoutcaster Char again, taking a little bit of a break right now, doing just the interviews. So I have got a happy ending over here on the interviews desk, and honestly, what a happy ending it is. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a pretty good ending.
Yeah, you guys definitely seem to have most of the game in the bag. So just kind of, why don't you just give me a little bit of your thought process going through that initial draft phase? Because I understand you guys are a new team. So what was it kind of going into this game? What were you expecting?
Oh, so we actually prepared for the completely wrong team.
Oh.
Yeah. And we didn't realize till about their third pick. And then our second ban. So like, oh, okay. But I felt pretty happy with our draft. The Olaf threw us off at the end. We're thinking that might be an issue. But everybody just got so far ahead, it didn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, once you get ahead, then you're basically set for the rest of the game. It's totally easy to take care of and whatnot. So just kind of give me a little bit of a, like, what brought you guys to FOF?
I had a friend, his name was Jeremy. He invited us. We were intentionally meant to play with him, or initially meant to play with him, but then he dropped. He had other commitments and stuff. So now there's us. Yeah.
So the person who suckered you in basically was like, "Hey guys, have fun. Bye. I'm out."
Yeah.
Gotta love it when that happens. Gotta love it when it happens. Well, all I gotta say is, welcome. It's great to have you. And now that you've kind of got a couple of games under your belt, you've got that 1-1 record. You kind of know what to expect, having gone through the qualifiers. How do you think you guys are prepared for the rest of this season?
I think we're prepared pretty well. As long as our mid laner doesn't go 0-8 like what happened yesterday, we should be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that can make things a little bit tricky. Yeah, I mean, you've got, who's your hard carry on your team who can just put
Who's our
everybody on
hard
his back?
carry?
Yeah.
Well, he's not here this week, but Handy Capo and Potato Fries, they go hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
honestly,
just put a huge
everybody on
target
this
on their
team
backs,
goes
just so
hard.
you know.
Huge target on their backs? Hey,
Yeah.
they can handle it.
Well, I think that's going to be something exciting to see. We got a happy ending here. I hope you have a bunch more coming for you for the rest of this season. We're going to be going ahead and taking a quick break, folks, and we will be right back, so stick around. We have got Fat Pikachu up against Art of War. Some classics coming in here. Don't go away.
Shut the fuck up, man.